Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and today it's Bookie Bank time. So, if you are new, Bookie Bank is my attempt at reading more than I purchase. It's not going well, I'm going to be honest. I started this in like October. The red ones are bad tokens. And there are a lot of them in here lurking. So let's see how I got on this month. So start with physical books. So for physical books, every 2 books that I read, I get 1 token with which to buy a book. In theory. So I read four owned books. I read Elantris by Sanderson, The 7 Moons of Maali, Almeida. I read Katherine Howard, and I read Waves. So I read 4, which means I get 2 tokens. I was carrying 1 from last month. That will carry again because obviously 5 doesn't divide by 2. So I get 2 tokens. 2 tokens into the Bookie Bank. And physical are pink. However, I do believe I have some red danger physical tokens. Yes, I certainly do. Taken 2 out of there. We'll see if they have to go back in later. Ebooks, I read 4. I read My Name is Lucy Barton, Death on the Nile, The Martian, Chronicles and Jamaica in. That is just 1 token. Again, I don't get to put any in. I'm just taking the red ones out. So we'll take an E token out. Audio, I did 3 and I was carrying 1 from last month. So I read Signal Fires, The Martian Chronicles. I did have that on audio and Kindle, so it counts for both. And Katherine Howard, again, physical and audio. I still had 2 copies. It counts for both. So I read 3, but I was carrying 1 from last month. So for audio books, it's 2 for 1. It's 3 for 1 with ebooks. I don't know if I said that. This is a very messy video. You're just going to have to roll with it. Maybe go back and watch like the playlist. Maybe I'll link that at the end because I'm sure I was more coherent in some of the other videos. So anyway, 2 for audio. I don't know if I have any audio red ones. I'm just going to check. No, so just for clarity, I've got 3 ebook IOUs and a physical book IOU. So that's what's in there. So I do get to put 2 audios in, which are yellow. 1, 2, excellent. The other thing I was doing, if you remember, is giving myself a free token for every time I run 10 kilometres in a month. I still only ran 14 kilometres in February, but still that is 1 token. So I'm going to take one of the IOUs out. I should probably take an E1 out, shouldn't I? Because that's what we've got the most of. So that is what I read. Now, in theory, given the situation, I should have only bought 2 audio books. No physical books and no books on my Kindle. But this is not the month. This is not the month where I was sensible. So, physical books bought. I bought Waves, which, granted, I did read in the month that I bought it, but I still bought it, so I have to count it. So I bought Waves, which was a graphic novel that broke my heart into tiny little pieces. I did obviously buy it and read it in the same month. If you want to see what I thought of it, you can check out my February wrap up. I'll link it below. 5 stars. Really love this. But the other books I bought were my Shutterbooks book club pick, which is the pen. My pen is The Wing of a Bird, which is short stories by Afghan women, new fiction by Afghan women. So it's all short stories, various authors in there. I'm not a massive short story person, but this was the book club pick for this month, so I shall give it a go at some point. So yeah, that one went onto the shelf. And then something happened. I went and had a lovely bit of cake and a drink with Sarah from Your True Shelf, and she's absolutely adorable. If you are unfamiliar with Sarah's channel, I'll link it below. She's so lovely. But then what happened was we went into a little secondhand bookshop, and I was not good. So 2 of these were completely the fault of Sarah. The first of all is Mr. Pip by Lloyd Jones. I'm pretty sure she just said this was like heartbreaking, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy that. I think this is about a young girl on an island that is sort of recently recovering from war, and about the only white male on the island who is like the teacher of this girl and some other kids. I don't know much more than that, but Sarah recommended it, so I picked it up. Then the other one that she recommended was A Place Called Winter by Patrick Gayle. All I know about this is a guy who moves from England to the Canadian prairies, and that's all I know. But she also said this one was very, very good. And then I saw Greg at Supposedly Fun talk about this in his like haul revisit video the other day. I was like, oh, I literally just picked that up. So I don't know if it's going to be any good. Probably will if Sarah highly recommended it. So we will see. We will see. I also picked up The Woodlanders by Thomas Hardy. I have no idea what this particular Hardy is about, but I love me a bit of Hardy. And it was there, and it looks like it's never been read. Literally, the spine is completely unblemished. So I picked it up. So I also picked up The Kitchen God's Wife by Amy Tan. I'm pretty sure Jack at Spread Bookjoy recommended this to me ages ago, and I saw it. It was this beautiful copy. Again, looks like it's never been read. And all I know about this is it's 2 women who are sort of like reliving some of the hard things from their history in China. Don't know literally anything else about it. Amy Tan is an author I've been meaning to get to for ages. So I saw this on the shelf and I couldn't resist. So basically what that means is that I bought 5 physical books. And so I need to put 5. 5 IOUs back in here. So it was looking so good, wasn't it? From the red. And then this has happened. Okay. Ebook wise, again, in theory, I should have bought none. That, in fact, was not the case. I picked up Godmersham Park by Jill Hornby. Everyone's been talking about this. It's like historical fiction, big sort of like stately manor house thing on the cover. I don't know too much about it. It was picked for Waterstone's like Book of the Month in February or March. So when it cropped up for 99p, I couldn't help myself. I also picked up Women Talking by Miriam Taves, which is an author I've been meaning to get to for ages. Alice at Alison the Giant Bookshelf and Scott at Gunpowder Fiction and Plot keep wanging on about this author. So I saw it come up and I picked that up too. I also picked up Midnight Children by Salman Rushdie. This one is on my big scratch list, 100 book bucket list. And so when it came out for 99p, again, I just bought it. So 3 ebooks. I really need to stop buying books. Okay, so and audiobooks. Let's see, I do have 2 tokens for audiobooks in there, so that would be fine had I not purchased more than 2. So I picked up Signal Fires by Dani Shapiro. Again, purchased and bought in the same month, so I don't think that's quite so bad. Then I also picked up Lucy by the Sea by Elizabeth Strout, purchased and read in the same month. And The Idiot by Elif Bataman, which I don't think I finished it until March, but it is finished now. But anyway, 3, and I only have 2 tokens. So so we'll take those 2 out, and now I need to put an ebook one of these in. No, audiobook one of these in. I think that's the first time I've had an audiobook. I owe you. Go in the bookie bank. But it's in there now. So it's just a great big red mess in there right now. I'm starting to think the system is not working for me. But I do fear that I would have bought even more had I not been. This was me trying to be good. Imagine if I wasn't trying to be good. That's all I'm saying. So I will try and reduce this situation for next month. The problem that we have the problem that we have is that it's Women's Prize season and International Booker season and Jalak Prize season, and so I want all of the books, and we'll just have to see how that goes, won't we? So, in conclusion, we have had another unsuccessful month, but we will persist. We will persist and try really hard next month to get out of bookie bank debt. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to see that. I will leave the playlist for the bookie banks here in case nothing today made sense, because it is getting late on a Friday night when I'm filming this, and I feel like perhaps I haven't done the best job of filming or communicating generally today. But alas, I have tried, and if I didn't film this today, there would have been no weekend video, because tomorrow is busy and Sunday is Mother's Day, when I plan on doing jack all. So yes, if you're watching this, then happy Mother's Day. If you're in the UK, I think the US have a different day for Mother's Day. Anyway, I will catch you very soon with another one.